Hello and welcome back to Severe MMA YouTube, and today I am delighted to be joined by the sniper himself, Dean Barry, who is on the ground in Miami getting prepared for his Titan FC fight this coming December 17th against Hugo Prada. Dean, thanks for first of all, I'm sorry for waking you up from your nap, and thanks very much for joining me today. Like I said, Dean, you're on the ground in Miami now. You arrived over there a couple of days ago. You're nice and settled now. But I mean, getting the stamp on your passport and actually setting foot in the States has been quite a process for you. I mean, you went through a bunch of visa issues that kind of hindered you over the last year or so. How good did it feel to look at that border patrol guy? He puts the stamp on and he said, "Welcome to the United States." That must have felt great, did it?
Yeah, do you know what it was? So I thought they were going to do the border patrol in Ireland, the main one. We have a big one there. So it's kind of like, right, well, look, if something happens, I'm at home anyway. I can just go straight home. Then they said they're doing it in Paris. So I was like, all right. Then flew to Paris and I was like so nervous because it's been like nearly 3 years for me. Then I flew to Paris and they said, oh, they're doing it in America. And I was like, ah. So I was just on the back of my mind, But then when I got there, they were chatting to me at the desk and then they said, can you just come to the back with us? And I was like, oh, here we go. But it was grand. I was just nervous. They brought me back and they were great and they filled out like that professional fire and because I've a working visa now and they sent me through. They were so lovely and yeah, I was just relief, man. I felt like I've had this weight on my shoulders past year. I haven't been able to fight. And just, yeah, man, I just felt like, my life can get going now. So it's just really nice,
Yeah, it must have been great. I know I'm the type of person that even when I'm going through border patrol and I've done nothing or have nothing to worry about, I'm still nervous. So I can't even imagine what you were like. And it must have been great to finally set foot there and kind of put all that to bed. And I mean, the visa issues, you mentioned something on your Twitter there a while back about, you had something happen in the past that caused these visa issues. Is that something that you'd like to share with us about what maybe might happen and kind of the journey that you had to kind of go through to get that visa and to be where you are right now?
Yeah, I've no problem talking about it because it will help someone younger who might have made a mistake that I made, and it happened when I was 17. So I hope it's one day somebody else can hear it and will not make the mistake I made. So basically, when I was 17, a guy I went to school with had asked me to hold something in my house for him. He was somebody I was really good friends with, and he said he'd give me money for it. I was going on holidays with my family, so I was so excited. I was like, yeah, that's so cool. And then he gave me a parcel. I put it in my bedroom, and 2 days later, the police, SWAT cars and all just kicked me door through and turned up and went straight to where it was. And then they basically just told me what happened. I was set up by someone, and then that guy disappeared out of the country, and yeah, I was left to face the music, and then it ended up being on my record. I didn't go to court till I was a bit older. And I was only a kid at the time. I was really young, and then I got a suspended sentence for it. Cause I'd never been in trouble before, so I was able to get away with it. And I got a suspended sentence, and they said it will be on my record because I was trial as an adult, and I never had been in trouble since in my life. I haven't even got a speeding ticket or nothing. So it was just something I had to carry with me. It stopped me getting in the army years ago. I passed on my fire brigade test. It stopped me getting in there in the end. It just had a shadow on me, and I was always nervous going back and forth to America. It also stopped me. That's why I couldn't go back to Canada when I was training out with TriStar there. I had a really good setup there with George St. Pierre, Faraz and everything, and couldn't get back into the country. I know George sent a video for me to try give to the border patrol, explain the situation and all. And yeah, it was a nightmare because I'm a nice fella. I'm not one of them people. Do you know what I mean? I'm just quiet, I keep to myself, and so it's just hard to explain it. And no matter when you explain it, people are just gonna. Some people will just instantly think the worst. You know what I mean? Without actually underhearing the story. So I got denied in 2019. I was supposed to fight over here, and they took the visa off me, and I was told I'd never get in. And then I just went through hell trying to get the visa. The UFC signed me. They couldn't get it. So with the UFC, what happened was with them, they applied. I was supposed to fight Michael, fight Ireland in January. He couldn't get a passport or something. Yeah, so I swear now. He couldn't get a passport, so then they scheduled us for May in Miami. No, in Vegas. Sorry. So they applied for my visa. They applied for a special waiver from me. It was all denied, and they said mine was the first one they've ever seen that came back denied, even for a special waiver. So mine had to be an interview process that you had to go through. And at the time, they said they couldn't get any interviews with COVID. So they said I could be sitting out for years, you know.
Yeah.
So then they basically said to me, manager, look, the Mike fight is the only fight I could do because I have such little fights. He has such little fights. It's going very hard to get anything from me now with no visa. So it's not.
Just about with that, like you. So you were told that by the UFC that if you weren't fighting Mike Jackson, they wanted you to get a couple of more fights.
Basically, they kind of said, you know, this because I was 3-1. They said usually they want people to have like 5 fights. You know, that's just like a crazy exception. You know, if you're some like glory champion, I don't know, you know, something big. Like obviously, I'm a world champion in my sport, but it's not, you know, glory and etc. or whatever. But they said, look, usually they make an exception, but like they said, usually they look for 5 fights. That's kind of why Contender Series is 4 fight minimum. To get the 5th fight. So.
And is that a policy that the UFC has kind of changed over the last couple of years? Because I definitely remember, I know I'd like to make exceptions for maybe like the likes of CM Punk, who hasn't even had a damn fight at all. So like it must be frustrating for you to hear that from the UFC when you know that there has been fighters in the past that have probably got in there with less than 5 fights.
Yeah, but you know what it was? I think things were just starting to change with them. Like that was just a way in for me, and I know every single fighter there's a different circumstance for everybody.
For sure.
And that's what they said to me. Look, they said this was a way we can get Dean in. They wanted to sign me straight after my last fight. And look, I wasn't one bit frustrated with them. I wasn't one bit annoyed. My manager talks to them all the time. I mean, they're really nice and they're actually very fond of me and really excited about me. So they said, look, I was left sitting waiting for the Mike Jackson fight once I got the visa. That he's having some shite with them, like he's like a bit of a diva, man, apparently, and just causing all sorts. So they said, look, we can't make this fight anymore. So they said it's going to cause, I think they said something like it's going to be a lot of stress trying to get Dean sanctioned with the Athletic Commission. But if he had the 5th fight, it'd be so much easier for us. I could get him going straight away. So I don't want him sitting there. So that's basically what they said to me. So my manager said, look, will you take one fight? Can we try to get you the one fight as quick as possible? So we only found out with this like October time, I'd say. Like, and then I was so nervous. And do you know what it was? I was more nervous about what everyone else was going to think. I was so worried about people going to laugh at me, or people all going to like talk shit, or like happy to see that I'm after having to take one step back. And it was more, and I was so concerned about what everyone else was going to say and laugh and all that. I was like, do you know what? Like, this is what I have to do. So I said, yes, let's get a fight. And then so they said Titan's a great option for us. Reached out, started the fight, yeah. Boom, straight away. He said, yeah. Didn't even check who the fellow was. I just said, yeah, like, I don't give a shit. Like.
Yeah, well, good for you for thinking like that. Like, I mean, there's always going to be people that are going to be there to try and tear you down, man. But credit to you, you're there and you're making things happen, like more so than other people. So good for you for that. And I mean, as regards to the UFC, are you still a UFC contracted fighter right now?
No. So basically, right now they said in my contract I had to fight. It kind of says I had to fight Mike. So they had to like terminate it for me. But they're gonna, once I win this fight, I'm gonna go in the new year. Mm-hmm. So.
That's like, that's the plan, yeah. And
that's the plan, yeah. My manager and all can vouch for me and everything like that. But
I'm just asking for a bit of clarity is all, like, you know, around the situation. Like, it's not as if I don't believe you or anything like that.
It's not you. We're just saying, like, that's one thing. What, like, you know, I used to try to explain myself to people, like, no, this is what's happening. Like, yeah, right, and all. So I just kind of, I've said, like, fuck everybody, you know, like, I'm focused on myself now. And since I have stopped, I've changed so much stuff in my life for this fight, man. Like, I've changed where I've been, where I'm training. I've changed everything, and it's put me in such a much better place. So I'm just going to let me fight and do the talking. Like, people will see now how long I've been a year off. Like, look, anytime I fight, I go out there and I put on a great fight, and people are going to see that, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you back in there. And you mentioned the things about changing, and one of the big changes that I was actually going to ask you about was your decision to kind of move away from SBG Charlestown. I mean, what kind of what kind of led to the decision to kind of switch it up a little bit? Or are you kind of someone who will benefit in kind of moving from gym to gym and getting different looks at gyms to gym? Like something that we're talking about quite often now is the kind of mentality and especially in around Ireland where people wanted to be loyal to their gyms. But now we're seeing a lot more people who are going to maybe 2 or 3 different gyms and getting work 2 or 3 different ways. Like, is that kind of based around your decision to move away or what?
Not really, you know, like at the end of the day, I started my career in TriStar, but then I was there for a few months and then I couldn't get back into the country, so I came and then I joined on at SBG, and that's where I have been for the whole time. But I made a decision to leave because, like, if you can imagine, like, I was given a UFC contract, had to travel the world to get a visa. I went through such bad depression over it. I was in like the darkest place in my life. I was going through a really bad custody battle for my son. I was in when I say, look, I was in a bad place, and I didn't even want to get out of bed in the morning. Like, and I was just not enjoying me training. I was like, why am I going back and forth to this gym every day, paying for tolls, paying for fuel, and when I've no hope of getting a fight, I don't even know if I'm going to get this visa. I don't even know. And I'm sitting there broke as anything I could, like trying to make ends meet for my son. I was like, just in a state, man. And then I started associating the gym with how I was feeling because I wanted to be anywhere other than there. And it was all just accumulation of everything. Like, I didn't really have friends there or anything, you know. I had like a couple of friends, but I just didn't have what I was going through in my life. I needed friends. I needed teammates, and I didn't have that there. I didn't have that support there. So I said, I don't want to go over here and when I'm feeling like this, I need to be around people that support me and help me. And that's all it was. Like, Owen's a fantastic coach. Like, I wish him nothing but the best. Like, he's a great coach and I learned so much off him, and I wish him and the team nothing but the best. But, like, you know what I mean? I heard there were like not a few like nice things that I said about me when I decided to leave. So like I could say things as well, do you know what I mean? But I just wouldn't bother. But it's like that. I think there's like a little cliche in Ireland, like if you leave a gym, you're a rat, you're a snake, all this stuff, and that's just all that stupid mentality of the hard man MMA act a lot of people put on. Like, and they think, oh, it's this way, everything's this way. It's not. Like, if you want it, MMA is you train as a team, yes, but it's an individual. You're the one who gets in the cage. You need to be in the best place. You need to be in the best mindset. Like, you need to have the best support and everything. And it all comes under together. Like, I'm over here. Bro, the team, you want to see the guys at Sanford. They're literally just like a brotherhood. Like, it's crazy. At American Combat Gym, it's just all brotherhood. They're all picking each other up, training, going for food. And they're going in, killing each other. And they're like best friends. And you don't really see that in Ireland. I went to Team Rhino there but just before I left. And that's one thing I'll say about them is, like, what I was kind of searching for, I saw that there. Like, there was a packed mat full of, like, kids, like, young kids and up. And, bro, they're all, like, they're really good guys there. Like, the rest, I got thrown around the place by, like, 17-year-olds and stuff, like, in the wrestling class. But they're all, like, having the crack with each other, but they're helping. They're really, like, you can see they're all really, like, there to help each other, you know? And that's what I liked about it. So that's kind of me. I thrive in them places.
Why do you think, in your opinion, that brotherhood and that kind of companionship, that it doesn't exist back home in Ireland in comparison to where you are now at Sanford?
So I wouldn't say it would be everywhere at home, to be honest. Ian. Like, because I can't personally speak for every gym. Like, I don't know what goes on in gyms, but just from my experience, I can go off it. Like, but like as I said, Team Rhino, they're kind of like, they're real good, close with each other. So, but over here, I think in Ireland, a lot of people are very bitter and selfish. There's a lot of, like, they don't want to see the next person get the call up. They don't want to see the next person go to the next step. Like, when I was the next person after Conor to go in, I got the call, and, you know, 80% of it was positive, but you got a lot of people who were just shiting on me or, like, you know, had like smart comments to make and stuff, just because it wasn't them. But I'd be the first to be congratulations. That's amazing. Like, even like when I did get in, because I couldn't fight, and then I saw Ian fight, and I was delighted for him. Delighted he got a win with a great knockout, like that. And that's the sort of way you need to be. Like, you need to say, I'm next. I'm not focused on this man. I'm next. And then in this place, there's just more support. They all really want to push each other, and they all get so excited. Like, I made friends with these boys in May in the Dominican Republic. I was over there on my own. I had no coach or nothing with me, like, because Owen was off the corner, had no coach, you know, and they were all there for me. They all like supported me. Even after the fight, they all stayed in touch about my visa. And then when I posted about my visa, they all were sharing it on their Twitters and all, like, "Oh, Dino, so happy." But not one person at me I trained with did ever ask me, was it all right, or ever came to me to see, you know, how I was getting on, as opposed to just laughing. And I don't understand it, to be honest with you. And maybe it's from the sport I came from. It's all about respect and love and fucking all that. So I don't know, man. It's just not for me, basically.
That's fair. That's fair. Talk to me about, it's like Miami is coming kind of like a mini Ireland now, with yourself over there, Palahana's over there, Franz Malambo will be heading over there in December as well. What's it like? Like, I know you experienced, like you told me that it's a great experience overall, but you've hooked up with Charlie Rosa, a couple of others there. You've been doing some work in the gym. You've been holding some pads. You've been getting right stuck in there. Like, what has your experience been in Miami so far, Dean, since you landed over there?
So I'm fighting in Miami, but I'm staying in Florida, just an hour away. So I'm staying in Boca Raton, where all the gyms are. I actually met Palahan last night. He's so nice, man. He's an absolute gentleman. Like,
I've had him on a couple of times. He's a gentleman for sure.
Nothing but good things to say about him. He's so nice. Like, we partnered up and everything for drills and stuff, so it was great. It's just nice over here, because, do you know what? When I came over here, I said to my family before I left, I said, I'm praying I find the love for martial arts again, because I felt like it was sucked out of me from just the last year and a half that everything I went through. It just sapped the enjoyment out. So when I came here, I got stuck into it again. Like, I was only going over to MMA once or twice a week, if even at home. I was doing that with MMA. Over here, I'm 2-3 times a day, straight away, surrounded by fresh people, fresh faces, mindsets, just small things. Like, I'm like that Charles is teaching me loads of stuff, like little tricks and all for like fight camp and what to do and how to monitor things. And like, I'm writing everything down. I have a diary of everything, and I write how I feel and all. It's just great, man. And the level is just through the roof. So when you're around people, you walk into a gym of like 20, 30 killers, bro, you're only going to go up. Your level's going to go through the roof, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's like over here. So I'm real excited to come home to like my new gym and just come in with that positive energy, that like wisdom that I've learned here, the knowledge and like the friendship and all that. And like, because that's what the sport is about, man. As much as like people get too tied up in it being like, oh, it's a fighter, oh, it's like, you know, miserable and angry and like this, but it's not, bro. It's martial arts. It's a beautiful sport. Like, you meet the most amazing people in the world from it, and that's my experience in it. And that's kind of how I'm living. I'm really enjoying it, and they love me fighting style over here. Like, I get nothing but positive things off them. Everybody, since I came here, man, so many people are coming up to me asking me, can they work with me, and can I show them some stuff and all that.
And you love doing that, don't you? You love like showing people stuff and holding pads and sharing that advice. Like, I seen in those videos with Charles Rosa, like, you know, you can see that you get so much out of helping other people, and obviously getting some of it in return as well. I mean, you're at the early stages of your own career, but can you foresee yourself going into kind of a coaching role maybe after your career?
Yeah, but I get such enjoyment out of helping other people. Like, I'm always the first person to say hello to a new person in the gym, or like, I'll always introduce myself. I'll always offer help, no matter who it is, because it's how I grew up. It's how my coach taught me when I was a kid. You know, I used to teach the kids. I traveled the world teaching classes, seminars, a lot. So, when the time would be right, I would love to open up an MMA gym, like say a Sniper Academy or something. I'd love to open up something like that, but it'd be a whole new lease on MMA in Ireland, where just a much more. I just feel like different fighting style, different energy, different vibe, different everything. It's something I'd love to bring, because I do really enjoy teaching. I'm actually going up on the 4th of December to teach a seminar to like 50 people in Florida here. I'm going up to do it. They asked me before I came over, so I'm doing that for 4 hours. I can't wait. And yeah, I love it, man. I get great feedback. Like Charles said, I'm probably one of the best strikers he's ever moved around with. And it's great to hear that, because I never get told that before. I get told, oh, you're stupid, karate style doesn't work. You need to do this, that, and all. And I'm just, you get a lot of that at home, unfortunately. And that's just the facts. Like, so being here has it's lifted me. Like, it's lifted me. It's got me out of a rut, to be honest with you. Like, I was in like such a bad rut at home, and this has really changed my life.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Dean. I really am. Talk to me. You've experienced your first year as a dad. You kind of alluded to how much motivation that has given you earlier on in the interview. Just talk to me about what that experience has been like for you overall, Dean.
Yeah, every time someone mentions me, son, I just like, yeah. I feel so emotional even that you said that, because like I miss him so much, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. I sit here, all I do is sit here looking at his videos all day when I'm waiting to train him. It's been the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, if you become a father, man, it will unlock love you never knew existed. Like, it's just, I can't describe it, man. My son got me through everything. Like, he got me through everything. I traveled 5 weeks to the other side of the world, like living in a horrible place to try and get my visa. I went back and forth to Romania. I literally went to the ends of the earth to get that, so I could, because I said, I am not going to be one of them men who almost fought in the UFC. I don't want my son to ever grow up and go, oh, my dad almost fought there. I want my son to go, my dad got in the UFC. He had to go through all this bullshit. He lost his visa. He thought his little life was over, and he dug himself out of that depressive rut he was in. He got himself his visa. He trained his bollocks off, and he went out and he made a life for me and him. And that's what I want. I want to inspire my son. You know, he's too little now to know, but when he's older, he'll know. Like, I'm here for him. This win is going to be solely for my son, and he's going to see. You know, like, look, this is what happens if you don't give up, bud. And whatever he wants to do, I'm going to learn it with him and do it together with him. And I hope one day he'll take inspiration from his dad, you know. That's all, man. My mind's different now. I'm not fighting for me. Like, I'm going out here and I'm fighting, like, for a much bigger purpose. I'm fighting to inspire my son and to provide for him. Look, actually, I actually have his little pillow around here. Right?
Nice. That's great. Yeah. Nice one. Well, no, fair play to you, Dean. I mean, finding that purpose is important in anybody's life, and I heard a lot of dads. I'm not a dad myself yet, but I've heard a lot of dads say that. So good for you, man, and I'm glad that that kind of helped you turn the corner. And you know, you're not afraid to talk about your mental health and stuff like that as well. You know,
like, I'll tell you right now, like, when I was going through, like, when say from like January till May, I didn't see my son, and I was in there. Like, I used to drive home from the gym, crying in the car, ringing my mum, crying my eyes out, leaving the gym, and no one really knew what was going on with me. You know, like, I wasn't turning up. I was just in the worst place ever. I was waking up crying. I was going to bed crying. I was like, I couldn't be with him. My career was gone, and then, like, everybody was like bombarding me with messages, man. Like, you know, kind of like slagging me, when you ever fighting, when this, that, and the other. And he didn't actually know the extent of how bad it was and stuff. And I went through a really bad place, man. And after Dominican Republic there, I just turned my life around, bro. Like, I wasn't a big drinker ever, really, but I started drinking to escape things. I was like going out and staying out all night because I just couldn't face my reality at the time. And I was like praying to God, man, that I got out of the position I was in. And then after May, after meeting everybody, I said, I'm going to do this. And I just put my head down, man. Like, I'm have to get in great shape. And I've just really dedicated my life to just being the best dad I can be. And that's by doing this, you know.
Nice. That's one thing I was going to say to you as well, is that the work that you have been putting in the gym recently is definitely shown, because you're in fantastic shape right now. You're getting set to fight Hugo Prada on the 17th of December. How excited are you to get back in there and perform, man? I mean, all the hard work, all the bullshit, it all is for getting in there and performing. That's what any fighter just loves to do. You haven't been able to do it in over a year. How excited are you to get back in there, man?
Buddy, like, I can't describe the excitement. Like, I've had 3 fights cancelled this year, so like, I was only lying here last night, and I was just like, so happy. Usually, like, this far out, like, I'm real anxious and nervous, but I'm not. I'm just like, I cannot wait to go out and put in a performance, but I can't wait to go out and show, like, how good I am, and show, like, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I can grapple, I can wrestle, I can do it all. And I kind of hoping I get in a bit of a dogfight in this fight, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. I want to just go out and put a year of frustration on this man and just absolutely just outclass him like that on whole new levels. My manager's flying in. It's a big deal. My manager's flying in. My attorney who got me the visa is flying down for me. there's like, I think George Masvidal and everybody's going to be here, like, 'cause his cousin's fighting in Miami. It's just going to be a huge show. All my kickboxing friends are coming in, and I just feel like, you know, it was meant to happen now. I felt like, you know, like the universe was like, you know, it's not time for you to fight just right now. Because when I was making my UFC debut in January, I was out drinking the week before. Like, I was in a state, man. Yeah. I was out of shape. I was just miserable. Same again in May. I was like, I'm going out to make my UFC debut. I was actually going to miss the court case for my son, because I would have been in Vegas, so I wouldn't have been able to get him. And it didn't happen. And then I got there, and then I got him, and then I was like God's guided me here, and this isn't right. And now, bro, I'm coming into this fight like with the most amazing relationship with my son, my family, my friends, and healthy, happy, and I'm staying with like UFC fighters here, and I'm just living it, and I couldn't be in a better place. Like, I'm right now, like, I think I'm like 168 pounds, but I'm lean and I have muscle on me, and usually I'm like one right now, about 178. So.
And what this fight is at 155?
Yeah, 155.
Yeah, nice. Who's going to be in your corner, Lee?
So my coach Rob is flying in from TriStar. So Rob's been with me for every fight. He hasn't missed one. He's always flies in, holds pads for me, bro. This fellow will leave his home straight away for me. He's a pads coach. Became good friends with him, because Owen said he was only able to go. Owen was only going to fly in for me on fight week, on the day of the fight, and then leave. And I was like, well, this is such a big deal, and like, I need someone there for me, like, to cut weight with me, to help me, you know. And then I had my friend Rob text me before that. He was like, Dino, do you need me? I'll fly in 2 weeks out. I'll do all the weight cut with you. I'll do anything you need. I'll do anything. And I'm like, I have this amazing man here who's dedicating his life to me and wants to help me. So just flew Rob in. And Rob's going to coach me. My brother Shane is always in my corner. He's never not there. We grew up fighting together. He's like my best mate. And my manager, Brian, that's all I need. I swear, bro, I'm just the way I fight, I just need someone to give me small bits of awareness if I get in position. But other than that, I just fucking go in there and flow and steamroll whoever it is, and just I'm like I don't plan anything. Like, I don't watch any tape, and I just take the fight where it is, you know.
Yeah,
just do my thing. So
that's why I was actually going to ask you that exact question. It was like, do you plan for specific opponents, or you just go in there and fight your fight and force your opponent to fight your own fight, basically?
Basically, every time I fight, I go in there and I just usually takes me about 20 seconds till I just figure out my distance perfectly, and then like I'm usually faking and once I get my distance, then it's game over, and just like a chess game, and I'm just gonna pick it apart, and that's what I do. And I usually draw people into a chasing game with me, and then I just piece them up, and it's going to be the exact same thing with this fella. Maybe I'll watch like a minute of his tape, and if I see something he does regularly, like if he's like consistently throwing one thing, I'll keep that here, and then I'll position my body to make him throw that, and then I'll have a load of different counters for him. But other than that, bro, I just go out there and have fun and just do my thing and load of ninja stuff. Yeah,
nice. I love it. Obviously, your striking credentials are unquestioned and next to none. Where do you feel you're at right now in the grappling department? I know you've probably been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, obviously, and I know that you've been doing some grappling just this morning there at Sanford as well. How do you feel about where your grappling is at right now?
Do you know what? Right, I thought my wrestling's really, like, my wrestling's good. Like, I'm very hard to take down. Like, and then once I get to the fence, I'm even harder to get down if you have me against the fence. I have really good, like, positional stuff, and even my jiu-jitsu, man, like, I'm hard to submit, and I've got a lot of little submissions myself. So I was like, I'm doing really well. And then I went out to the boys at Rhino, and then I was talking to Andy, and I was like, yeah, bro, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm a whopper wrestler, jiu-jitsu, grappler. I was like, my forte is striking, but I can mix it up well. And he's like, yeah, cool. But you know, when you're new in the gym as well, like I went with the boys, and they just Paul Redmond submitted me like 13 times, bro, in a round. And I was like, I had to
How many toe holes was involved in that 13?
Bro, about 7 of them. I stopped him and I goes, is there anything you don't know so I can try, like, starting a different position? And he's like, no.
That's great.
So, man, there was like guys out there just throwing me around the place, and I was absolutely exhausted. It was like more mental in my head. You know, you're new in somewhere, you don't know how to go, and like, you know, I'm I'm probably the politest person you'll ever train with. Like if I like take someone down, I'm like sorry, or if I like hit someone, like all right, like I'm just one of them. Like I don't go hard. But when I came out here, man, I feel real fit already before I left, and then I'm going with like Charles and stuff like that, and the boys are saying like I've got pretty good wrestling and jiu-jitsu. He's like you're way better than I thought you'd be, and we're proper going on each other. Like I'm defending everything and stuff, and it's once my mind's in the right place, I shine. Like my level just shoots up. It's weird. Like I can't explain it, but
it's just your confidence will build every time you know it. When you're putting yourself in a new environment, Dean, and you're seeing the results as well. Like you're defending takedowns from guys at Sanford. It can only give you more confidence going in there anyway.
Exactly. And I'm holding my own with everybody, and I'm I'm better than I think I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not one of them. I don't sit there go, bleeding deadly and all. Like, I'm confident in myself because I'm doing it since I'm 10, bro. So I know how to deal with competition. I know how to deal with the nerves of fighting, and that's one thing. Like people, like I never go hard in the gym ever. Like I never spar hard because I give my best rounds on the night. Some people they thump the head off each other in the gym, and then come to fight, they're getting knocked out or beat because they're taking most of their blows in the gym. Like, so you need to train smart, and that's what I do. And some people see me as like a fairy and stuff. Oh, you don't hit hard, no. But when I fight, I knock everyone out because I don't pull me kicks in a fight. I'll tell you that now. I go through people, you know.
Yeah. You mentioned Team Rhino a couple of times throughout this interview. Would it be safe to say that when you return back home to Ireland, that's where you're probably going to be full time from now on, or have you really made a decision on where you'd like to train when you go back to Ireland?
Yeah, I was thinking about it and stuff, but like that's where I'm going to be honest with you. I left the gym and I felt like I was probably the worst on the mat, and I was like, I need to be here. Like, and it was a great energy. Like the boys were all bang on, like they were helping me, and there's some like to be honest with you, I don't really watch like much MMA or I didn't really know much about Team Rhino because I never fought in Ireland, even in the amateur scene, and I'd always just go to the gym, go home, that's it. Like I don't really watch much stuff. Like, and then I when I went out to the gym, I was like, Jesus Christ, like them boys. It was almost like the hardest wrestling class I used to do was their warm up, and like there's like 12 black belts at the gym. They're just really good. So I was like, I need to be here. And Andy was so sound, bro. He's kind of like one of the lads in there. Like he just has the crack with everyone. And like even when I came out, I did one class with him, and he stayed in touch with me. And even when I came over here, he's reaching out to me like, "How are you getting on? You all right? How's the weight and all?" Like, he's just bang on. Like a few of the lads are all texting me and stuff. So I'm kind of excited to go back there. And yeah, man, that's where I am going to train. Like I couldn't pick a better spot right now regarding even just the boys wrestling and jiu-jitsu and stuff. It's brilliant, and I'm gonna come back and forth going like a 2 or 3 week holiday and train here and stuff and keep learning, bro, because you need it. Like that's one thing George St. Pierre said to me before. He's like, you need to experience new gyms, like just for training. Like go and take yourself out of your comfort zone and go to the likes of here, to like the top wrestlers in the world, Sanford, and get your ass beat for 3 weeks. And when you come home, you can bring that knowledge to your gym and your team and that energy, and pick up little small things. And that's what, and that's one thing I kind of said that to Andy, like, and he's real, like, yeah, that's cool. Like, he's so cool about all that. Like, even a few of his guys have gone to Dubai to train for like a month and all. He told them to fuck off for a month, enjoy it. He said, enjoy yourself, blah blah blah. And yeah, it's just a very nice energy. So.
Nice. I won't keep you for too much longer, Dean, and I really appreciate the time today, man. Yeah. December 17th is when you're back in action. Yeah, Hugo Prada. It's available on UFC Fight Pass if anybody wants to tune in. If anyone does make that decision to tune in, what do they expect to see out of you, Dean, and out of the fight in general?
A masterpiece. The masterpiece. You're going to see me not getting one single punch landed on me, and I'm just going to light this man up like a Christmas tree. On the first fight up, I think I'm opening up Fight Pass, so I'll be on about 12 Irish time at night. And yeah, I'm going to knock him out, bounce, chill, and then the next day I'm going to the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight. So one of my sponsors is bringing us down, so I'm looking forward to that. I only found out. Nice
one. How do you think that fight will go?
I don't care, man. I don't even.
You're not even thinking about it, yeah. Same as me.
I don't watch. No, it's not even that. But I don't even watch it like that. Like, I'm just going for the sake of it. Like,
just go, unwind after the fight. Yeah, it'll be a good time for sure there. Well, thanks so much, Dean, for taking the time to speak with me today. Tell the audience where they can find you on social media, give me any shout outs for any sponsors that you have. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, you'll catch me on Dean Barry _UFC on Instagram. Me Twitter is Dean Barry 92. Me TikTok's the same, Dean Barry _UFC. And yeah, that's everything.
Perfect. Sounds good, Dean. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I'm looking forward to seeing you getting in there, man, and performing again. I know it's been a long old road for you. Yes. So go in there, enjoy yourself, and all the best with the rest of your preparations. Enjoy yourself in Miami. And thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today. And thank you, everybody, for listening in. If you like what you heard, go and follow Dean. Tune in and watch his fight on December 17th on Titan FC 73. He's fighting Hugo Prada, a tough Colombian. And if you like what you've seen here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you everybody for watching today.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.